Excuse my headphones. I'm like trying to hide that I have the microphone there. But anyway, I'm sick, so forgive my voice. I got a cold on Friday. Today's Monday, and I've been like in bed since then. But today I was actually feeling a little bit better and went to the library. I studied for a few hours, so I'm on track. So yeah, now I just wanted to film a little video and talk about my experience being back in school. So I'm at university in California, UC Santa Cruz. I first went to UC Santa Cruz right out of high school, so I graduated I graduated in 2007 and immediately started at the university that September, I guess, or August. Anyway, so that was back in 2007, so many years ago. And then I returned to school last year in 2016. And since then I've been doing really well, so it's been about a year. I'm going to be graduating in July. I had 2 years left, but I took more units, yada yada. I'll probably make a separate video on that. But anyway, back to the purpose of this video. So I'm 27, I'm back in school. I live about 30 minutes away from where I'm going to school. I'm a feminist studies major, which is like a very like West Coast California major, which I understand. But for me, I just totally fell in love with it my freshman year. I took a few of those intro classes, when you're doing your general ed, and so you can kind of pick and choose and see what you like. So I had signed up for Intro to Femme, and it was just so interesting. It's a little bit of everything, which is what I like. It's a humanities major, but it's like some psychology, reading, art, writing, history. It's just a little bit of everything, and that's what I really like. But anyway, let's get back to the nitty gritty. So I have a few notes here, so if I'm looking down, forgive me. So in school, or in the day-to-day, I usually go to school about 3 or 4 days a week. I try not to make the commute back and forth too much because traffic is awful. It's seriously like 17 miles, 18 miles, but it takes 30 minutes with no traffic and an hour and a half with bad traffic, which is typical, like Tuesdays, Thursdays at 5 o'clock, awful. So in class, cell phones. So back in 2007, 2008, like, yeah, everyone had cell phones. Like, I had my BlackBerry. I don't know at that time. Yeah, I'm sure I did have my BlackBerry, but yeah, cell phones. Everyone has them now, which is obvious, but like, everyone keeps them out in class for so long. When I first started back in December in 2016, that was so weird. It feels so backwards to like have your phone, and like as soon as the professor comes in, usually you would put your phone away, is what I'm used to. Not anymore. The professor comes in, the professor's on his or her cell phone. I'm like, okay. And so then once class starts, people are sneak texting, which I do now sometimes if it's an emergency, or if I'm checking my bank account or checking something, but I'm polite, I'll do under hidden. But yeah, that was just really weird when I first started back. Like, everyone has cell phones, everyone has them out or keeps them out, and then they do go off. Like, they go off all the time. Like, not all my classes are huge, but in the ones that are over like 120 students, a cell phone will go off. Every time. Oh yeah, and then phone numbers. I remember, I think it was my second day of school my first quarter back, and it was one of those like icebreaker, get to know your neighbor kind of things in a smaller class. I think there's 30 students. And so anyway, I met this girl, we talked, and I had Matilda with me, my emotional support animal, so she really liked her. And so anyway, we hit it off on that first day. And so she was like, hey, we should exchange phone numbers. And so if we have any questions with homework, we can relay our thoughts and whatever. And I thought that was weird. I thought that was a little bit forward. Like, don't we have to at least see each other like once or twice? Not the first day of school, our first interaction. It was really helpful, and like, we're still friends now. Friends will say hi on campus. But for me, that seemed not right. That seemed way too fast. I went along with it, because I'm cool. But I was like, really? First day? Cool. Okay. Oh, and then, okay, dress code, dressage. Yeah, wow. I can't believe what some people wear on campus. It's not like I want to slut shame, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, I can't believe they feel comfortable walking around like tight little tiny jean shorts and like tiny little, like the volleyball shorts. Like, it's one thing to wear it, fine, but I just can't believe they're comfortable wearing that with like so many people around. And it's just, on the buses, you have to take buses everywhere. I like to walk in between because it's faster, but it boggles my mind. Like, I feel old when I see them and it's like freezing because there's fog, it's a beach town, and they're in these tiny little outfits. I'm like, good for you, I guess, but I'm uncomfortable looking at you, and I'm uncomfortable because it's like freezing, and I don't know. I feel old, but it's okay. Oh yeah, okay, so next. Kids that show up for class but don't pay any attention. Okay, so I assume that they're probably freshmen or, first years, they're just getting the hang of it. But so I'll have a class like at 9:50 in the morning, and I'm there bright-eyed and bushy-tailed because I'm a morning person. I commute, the hour because of morning traffic. So I'm up early, I'm ready to go by the time I get there at 9:50. That's a late class for me. So anyway, I'm in there because they take attendance sometimes. And people will show up either late, like 30 minutes late, dragging in, all noisy, or people will be there on time or early, but they don't take notes. They're not listening. They're on their phone down here the whole time. It's like they go just to get the attendance points, but aside from that, there's no other reason why they're there. To me, that makes no sense. Like, if you, I don't know. I don't want to judge them, but if you're gonna get up early, put on your pajamas and come to class like that, like, or don't you at least want to listen? Or maybe they are listening, but when I can't believe it. He's playing like Snake or some little game on his phone the entire time in class. Don't you have something better to do? Like, sign in and leave, or it's very distracting, which leads me to my next point. When people talk in class, or I haven't scolded anybody when they're shopping, but like, people will talk in lecture, and it'll be a big one, like 200 or 300 students. And if I get stuck in the back for some reason, like my class before is really far away, and so I have to sneak in through the back, they'll talk, and they assume they can talk because, we're in the second to last row, like the professor can't hear us. But I'm like, dude, I pay to be here at school. I take killer notes that I'm very proud of, and I can't hear because you're talking about whatever, some baseball game or something, or what you did on nobody cares. And so when I first came back to school, I tried to like contain, just whatever, zone them out. But then it just became more and more frustrating. Like, I knew I always had to sit in the back because my class was so far. And so I would say something. So I'd be like, hey, can you guys keep it down? Or if you guys want to talk, can you guys talk outside? It's very distracting. Like, I don't know if it's like my authoritative tone or whatever, my very intimidating face, but whenever I tell them, can you guys keep it down? It's like they're in church, like kids in church. Like, they immediately act right, I'm not complaining, somebody's got to tell them. Like, I don't forget, I don't know. These kids are probably 10 years younger than me, almost 10 years younger than me. So I need to cut them some slack, but also realize that sometimes they don't realize that they're being distracting, or they don't realize they're being disrespectful. Right, Matilda? That's what I said. Okay, so then I wanted to note some things that I've noticed are different about me this time around, because it's 7 years later or more or something. I'm not a math major, don't quote me. Anyway, so what's different about me this time around? One, I live off campus, which I did my sophomore year, so I was here 2 years before, and then had to leave because of health issues. And then now I'm back, so I had 2 more years left, but I squished it down. So, I live off campus, I commute, so I feel like that means I have to be more responsible with how I manage my time, which leads me to my next point. I am so much better with managing my time because school is like my job. Like, I still work, but school is my focus. I know that I'm paying to be there, me this time, like I am paying to be there, and everything I'm doing is very intentional this time. And it was not that way back in 2007, 2008 when I was a freshman. I'm not focused on trying to make friends. I'm not trying to date around, that's all eliminated. None of that is in the equation because school is for school. I'm there to get my grades, learn, blah, blah, blah. It's business. And then work, you know, I get paid so I can do this, well, whatever. But just that mentality shift, that change has made school, I don't know, less challenging in some ways because I'm so much more organized now that homework, reading, all of that, it's all doable, but I just have to manage my time very well. And so when I tell people that I was taking 22 units for most of this school year, and 15 is like the regular load, they're like, how do you do it? That's impossible. I couldn't do it. I'm like, well, I don't have any friends. I have a great boyfriend who lives in New York, so we talk all the time, and I'm working. I work about 16 hours a week. I have my beautiful emotional support animal here who I hang out with every day. So I'm busy. I'm very busy. And it's working, you know, I'm getting good grades, everything is going well. So anyway, I'm just gonna wrap up this video. Yeah, college has been like a totally different experience this time around, just because I'm in a different mindset. I'm way more healthy, I'm stable, I'm happy, organized. I'm gonna be graduating in July. So yeah, it's been a fun experience. It's been a different experience just being around so many different people and young people, silly people, people that are not focused. But yeah, I'm happy where I'm at. I look forward to graduating, getting done with this. I have a feeling I'll probably go back to school eventually, like maybe once I'm out in New York, like maybe to get my master's, either for social work or for teaching or something. I just have this little feeling that might be in my future. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap up. I don't know what that squeak was. But I'll talk to you guys later. See you next time. Bye.